Alright, time to do some straight up real talk here. I don't get it. I did a video not that long ago talking about Starlight Glimmer, kind of explaining, why she portrayed the way she is and, why she's been given this opportunity, second chance. And yet, some fans, even though fans that rejected the fact that she was given this second opportunity, are now starting to grow on her, or she's starting to grow on them, I should say. You still have fans out there that just don't get it. Now, I did a video on camera talking about the crimes and punishment, and one of the things that was brought up in the theory done by the individual that did that editorial, one of the theories brought up was just because Starlight did something like what she did, her being forgiven was to help keep the balance of peace and harmony in Equestria, in Ponyville, and not risk the chance of bringing back the Wendigos. So even with that all said, people still obsess at the fact that Starlight shouldn't be in the picture, despite the fact that her role is still prominent, but just is not as prominent as it should be, or it could be. And yet, people don't like the character still. And people wonder, and anybody that's now even grown on has Starlight grown on them as a character, even they are now questioning, why do you hate this character? She's shown to grow as a character. And I think it all has to harken back to the fact that, well, as I mentioned in the video, what Starlight did in the Season 5 finale and even in the Season 5 premiere are crimes where the punishment should be either a lifetime in Tartarus or banished into limbo. But yet, neither one of those things happen. And in response to that, Starlight in Season 6 ends up basically being the hero or leading the charge to save Equestria and the main six themselves, as well as the princesses that got trapped. And if that's not enough, take a look at Season 7, and you have several episodes in there that really kind of get on people's nerves. Or people are like, okay, but why her? And I think, like I said, and, well, before I get into that, like I said, there are episodes in Season 7 that involve her that get people upset. I mean, when you take a look at Royal Problem, people are like, well, why her? And then you find out probably why later on. Then when you take a look at Shadow Play, and it's basically much to the chagrin of Lily Orchard and Thespio, Dal Wilsonator, she is the reason that basically Twilight is able to talk Stygian into realizing and basically she's the reason that Twilight is able to enter the Pony of Shadows, talk to Stygian, and get Stygian to admit why he did what he did, and thus open the eyes of the other pillars and even Starswill and make them realize, oh crap, we didn't realize this is why he did what he did. That all he wanted to do was be a part of the team. And now you take a look at Season 8, and there are some moments in here that some fans just aren't too cool with. One, her being a guidance counselor, her going on a mission where we meet her parent, stuff like that, her being left in charge of the school, her being the one that basically gives us basically the moment we all love so far in Season 8, and that is her basically knocking the EEA book down into the river and saying, hey, this is not their school, this is your school, to Twilight. Even though that's a bro-fisted moment right there, there are some people that just don't like her still. Heck, some people will point out what she did in the middle of the episode where she used her power to banish Discord from the school. His body, in fact, his physical body, was a little OP. But again, I think the reason Starlight's around is you need a character, a semi, if not main character, in the group that, yeah, she doesn't have an element of harmony connected to her, but she's the kind of pony that's like a voice of reason. She will basically tell you like it is. As a matter of fact, that's what she did with Twilight at the beginning of the season. Instead of doing what the others were trying to do and cheer her up, Starlight's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you where you screwed up. That's what she does. That's what she does. She is basically a character that will tell you like it is, whether you like to hear it or you don't. And she's the kind of character, as we saw in Matter of Principles, whether people like that episode or they don't, that's willing to be the first to humble herself from her past experiences. She's the first to humble herself and apologize for what's going on, as much as people may not like that. We even see it in the parent map, I should say. She's willing, along with Sunburst, to humble herself and apologize for their actions so they can set things right. Not a lot of people may agree with that, and I totally get it, but that's why Starlight's around. She is learning from her past mistakes that the best way to handle a situation is to do it in a way no one would expect. And for her to apologize to Discord recently in a Matter of Principles, that's basically humbling herself so that way the trouble or the problem doesn't escalate any further. And the reason she apologizes is, as she says in the episode, I understand now why you're doing this. You feel left out and you wanted to be a part of this. Now that may not make sense to a lot of fans, but basically Starlight humbling herself and apologizing to Discord for not maybe considering, hey, all he wants to do is help, and going the way she did. She's basically preventing the problem, the trouble, from escalating any further. So yeah, when you look at someone like Starlight, not a lot of fans are going to agree with her being, put in the position she's been put in, or being presented the way she gets presented. But she's basically basically the reason she's there is the reason she is there is because her character represents, reality. She's basically the kind of character or the kind of person, or pony in this case, that will tell you like it is. She will come out and tell you like it is, tell you how you screwed up, and go from there. She will do that. She will literally do that. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people look at Season 6 and the first half of Season 7, and they say to themselves, or they ask themselves, why does Hasbro focus so much on her? Why they even take something like Equestria Girls and focus a freaking 30-minute special around her saving the day? Well, one, getting back to the Equestria Girls thing, they did it, as I said before, because they wanted to promote an Equestria Girls doll version of Starlight that they were going to sell. And also, continuity-wise, it coincides with her still learning about friendship and learning different aspects about it, within and within and outside of Ponyville. As I was saying, the reason she was put in the situation she was in Equestria Girls is because they were promoting an Equestria Girls doll version of Starlight that they were selling, and also it ties into the continuity of Starlight trying to learn about friendship, or all the other aspects of friendship within and outside of Ponyville. And believe me, if Twilight didn't trust her to do such, she would have called her back after the story was over, but instead she gave her the opportunity to remain there for a couple more days. Overall, I get how people feel about Starlight. I get that, but again, the reason she was brought in the way she was, if you go and read the Crime and Punishment editorial at Equestria Daily, it basically explains why a character like her was given a second chance. And when you take a look at her backstory, yeah, you might feel that what she did was a little excessive, but you got to understand this happened to her when she was young, when she was still a filly. That what happened when Sunburst went away was when she was a filly. So think about it. As a young child, you can't really compute or comprehend what's really going on or understand what's going on. All you feel is betrayal, and you want to get even. And she was wrong in doing that, and that's why she was given a second chance. And again, you take a look at season 6, and you see some of the things that she did. It was all about progressing her character and helping her learn about friendship, because it basically showed that she was still weak. She was still, that while she was learning, she was still easily, well, how do I put this? Despite the fact that she was still learning about friendship, she was still easily persuasive or persuaded into doing things the way she used to when she was a villain, when she was an antagonist. But season 6 was about her learning and her growing as a character, and season 7 still helped in that matter as well. She was still learning, she was still learning, she was still growing as a character. Heck, when she was given the opportunity to move on with her life, now that she graduated, she didn't want to, because basically she knows as a character she still has a lot to learn. I mean, heck, she brings up several times in season 7 and even in season 8 how Twilight took a chance on her and that chance paid off. So overall, I get why people don't like Starlight, but when you tear away all the assumptions people have about her, her character development and growth has been organic and natural. You understand from a personal situation why she did what she did, but then you see that she's making up for it the best she can, even to this day. I mean, if she wasn't capable of making up for what she did and wanting to be redeemed for what she did, the friendship map wouldn't have called her twice in the past 2 seasons. Wouldn't have called her to take care of the situation with the sisters in a royal problem. It wouldn't have called her to go with Sunburst to mend the fences, and rekindle the relationship with their parents if it didn't feel she was worthy. The point is, folks, the show probably has another season and a half to go, maybe 2.5 seasons to go, depending on what happens. I think honestly this disdain for Starlight needs to come to an end. It really does. I mean, we got people at several sites hoping she betrays the main 6 and goes evil again because they don't like her. But let's be understanding about this. You take away, like I said, all the assumptions that you feel make Starlight a Mary Sue, an overrated OP, or whatever you want to call her. If we take those and put those aside, and we look at how organically natural her growth as a character, her development as a character has come, then I think we get a better understanding as to why people love Starlight, why she's gone on to be one of the most beloved characters in the show and in the franchise. I mean, heck, when it was announced that she was going to have a fan series figure coming out along with Trixie, that would feature her and Trixie on a rocket booster or on a rocket. When it was revealed that fan series figure of her and Trixie was coming out, fans were anticipating that probably more so than any fan series I can imagine. And when it finally came out officially, not by scalpers, but officially, everybody, the moment Equestria Daily revealed that it was officially out on Amazon via Twitter, everyone, including myself, went and bought this figure because we love Starlight and we see how naturally progressed her character has come, how far her character has come through character development and progression. So again, I understand some people's disdain for her still, but I think in time that disdain needs to end. I think it really does. I think it needs to be put aside, and you need to look at her character's growth and development from a more organic, natural viewpoint. But that's really all I'm going to say on that, folks. Let me know what you think down below. Sorry this got interrupted into two parts because, well, it's actually one video, I should say, but sorry I got interrupted midway through this audio. My battery died here on my digital mic. I had to replace it with some new batteries. But let me know what you guys think overall, what I had to say here. Comment down below, and I'll talk to y'all later.